Some people will go missing because they're a victim of trafficking or modern slavery. This means that they're being forced into some type of exploitation through the use of threat, coercion, through force, or through fraud or other means of forcing them into that exploitative situation. This can happen when people are trafficked into the UK, so international trafficking, which means that someone might have arranged for a child or adult to be brought into the country legally or illegally for the purpose of forcing them into that abusive situation. But it can also happen internally within the UK, so people being exploited and being moved around the country or around the local area for the purpose of exploiting them, forcing them into labour or work that they are not in control of, that they don't get any benefit from. There are lots of different types of exploitation, so it might be being forced to work for very little or no money, being forced to work to repay debt. It could be working in a nail bar or in a farm role or in a car wash. There's lots of different situations in which that can happen. There's also sexual exploitation, so people being forced into sex work, and that's both children and adults we know can be victims of that. So we'd really recommend people get in touch if they're ever worried, if they see that someone has unexplained gifts or money that they shouldn't have access to, if someone's becoming increasingly withdrawn after spending time with a new group of people, if someone expresses that they feel threatened by people that they've been spending time with or they don't always feel safe, or if they suddenly have drugs or any kind of weapons or something that you wouldn't expect them to have access to. All of these can be warning signs amongst a host of others that someone is being groomed or they're actively being exploited. Our support services are there for anyone who's at risk of this, who's experiencing this, who feels uncomfortable with something they're being asked to do or is being forced into a situation in which they don't feel safe or they're being expected to work or provide services. We're also there for anyone who's worried about a loved one being coerced into this sort of exploitation.